So I've been looking around lately, quite often in fact, and I've been seeing a lot of people blaming the competitive community, banning all kinds of competitive players, for how the Meet Your Match update turned out, how competitive mode turned out, how the TF2 in general is turning out. And I think it's important that I talk about this because I like to see it in a different way. Because I've talked to competitive players, I've read their posts, I've listened to them, shit like that. And I don't think we have the right enemy, I guess you would call it, in our sights. Now, when it comes to Meet Your Match, there's definitely some varying opinions. I like Meet Your Match. I agree that the launch itself was pretty fucking terrible, and that there's a lot of problems with Meet Your Match when it first came out, and a lot of these problems, in my humble opinion, have been fixed, but there was definitely some issues. And people tend to blame the competitive community. They think that Valve is listening solely to the competitive community, and that the game has lost its casual flair, and oh, you can't be a friendly anymore, you can't fuck off and do whatever you want anymore, oh, it's not fair, all this kind of stuff. And they all blame it on the competitive community. Banny, because he's like a major figurehead, since he's one of the most popular, currently active, competitive TF2 players right now. And here's the thing. It's not the competitive community. It's not Banny. It's not Sigafu. It's not any one of these people that so many random YouTube commenters and everyone else seems to place the blame on. It's Valve. That is your real enemy here. They are the reason the game is what it is. Because if you talk to the competitive community, like even a little bit, they'll admit that they don't like everything about the Meet Your Match update too. They don't like competitive matchmaking. They think that Valve is fucking up with a lot of the item changes. A lot of things that people blame the competitive community for were not done by them. It was not Valve listening to Banny or listening to the competitive community or any of that. Any of that. Instead, it was just Valve being Valve. Valve, the way they do things is they kind of just do whatever the fuck they want. If they want to do something, they will do it. And that is how it will be done, and if you don't like it, fuck off. That is pretty much how they've done everything so far. Sure, if some things get enough backlash or just negative, comments towards it, they may revert it, they may change it. Some things do happen that way for them. But for the most part, if they have an idea, they just kind of go, well, fuck it, let's do it. I mean, just look at a lot of the games that they have, not just TF2, but, CSGO, Dota. They implement all kinds of new weird shit. Some of it is good, some of it is bad, and it's just because they want to. It's not like, oh, well, we talked to the top 10 players in the game, and they told us this and no. Sure, there are some things that they take community, feedback from and fix things and change things based on it. A lot of that is bug fixes and other things like that. But if you think that, Banny went to Valve headquarters and was like, okay, Gabe, you need to change this, and if you don't make it this way or this way, I won't play the game anymore, and it'll be a bad game. And they're like, oh shit, Banny, you're right. How'd you know? Wow, the Messiah's here. Oh. No, it didn't happen. It didn't happen at all. Banny probably went in, gave some suggestions, talked with them, and maybe they took a couple of them to heart. Maybe they were like, yeah, this is a pretty good idea, but they probably tweaked it. They probably ignored quite a few of the things that he had to say. And at the end of the day, they just did what they wanted to do. That is how Valve did it. And that's how they will continue to do it until they realize that that's not the best way to do it. Just kind of how that was going to be for a bit. And it's cool to, have your opinions on competitive TF2, to not like Banny for one reason or another, whatever. You are free to have your opinion. But when you start saying the game is bad because of the competitive community or because of Banny or whatever the fuck, you're wrong. That's just an objective fact. You are wrong. Banny didn't nerf the pyro. Banny didn't make competitive bad. Banny didn't make it so you can't be a fucking free-to-play idiot. He just tried to make the game more competitive and gave Valve some suggestions. I'm not saying Banny is the best fucking person in the world. I'm not saying the competitive community is the best group of people ever. I'm saying that you're placing the blame in the wrong spot. That's all. And it's best, if you want to see some changes happen, you start blaming the right people. Because if you keep blaming the competitive community, they're just going to keep getting madder and madder and more upset at you guys, and you're never going to bridge that gap, which is what we need now more than ever. We need to bridge the gap between the casual and the competitive. Why? Because it makes the game more fun for everyone. when everyone is getting a turn to say what the fuck they want in the game, and we're all listening to each other, that's when the game starts to really pop off. You know, if you don't want to play competitive, that's cool, no problem. But listen to what they have to say regardless, because they're part of this community too. We're all TF2, every single one of us, whether you're a trader, a competitive player, a pub player, a fucking SFMer, whatever you want to be, you are still a part of the TF2 community. And we're a tight-knit fucking group, okay? We're all we got, alright? So be fucking kind to your fellow TF2 man. Might as well, you know? Even if you don't like trading, or you don't like competitive, or you don't like pubs, or you don't like friendlies, or whatever the fuck you don't like, it does not matter. Because at the end of the day, there's a place for all of it in TF2, and that's what makes the game so special. So, just, you know, food for thought. I know it's been a while since I made a video, my bad on that. I got a bunch of shit planned, it's just that I'm working on it all, like, gradually, and I'm also just really fucking bad at, like, doing things. That's a really bad excuse, by the way, but hey, it is what it is, man. It is what it is. So, videos coming, mainly funny ones, but, you know, I had to do a quick real talk type thing, just because of the fact that I was seeing so much misplaced blame, and all kinds of just fucking shit stirring, and some of it, again, I'm not saying Banny or the competitive community are saints, and, you know, they're all the best people, no. I'm saying, just, again, that you're placing the blame for these problems in the wrong place. Look at Valve. That's the real enemy here. I'm not saying that Valve is the worst company ever. I'm not saying that they completely fucked up everything. I am saying that they've done some questionable things, and that they need to be held accountable for it. Not, you know, ignored while you blame everybody else. Just my 2 cents. Anyways, hope you're all having a wonderful day and or nights. I love ya, and I expect a couple more videos pretty soon, and a lot more streams for sure. So, yeah, hope to see you there for all those. GG, peace the fuck out.